do its thing.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you're
Um,
talking to me or it.
there
That's
we
why I
go.
was like, oh,
And then I just need to try and get your B-roll up. Honestly, I don't have to do it myself. Hopefully, it doesn't show ads because I don't really want to.
yeah. Unless it's a live stream, it shouldn't.
I would hope not, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're suggesting 99,000 on it.
On Twitch, yeah.
Video. No videos found. What? Did I hit the wrong one?
I Let me go to my channel.
There's
Yeah, I
nothing wrong
see
with
my past broadcast was uh B-roll for the podcast is what it was labeled.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
definitely got. I was trying to open it maybe just because I was trying to open it in a different tab, so I didn't. I
hmm.
still wanted to get. I didn't want to get
Yeah, I had done
ads
some,
or other stuff.
yeah, Black Mirror and As Dusk Falls, and there's also some random Overwatch 2 gameplay we had.
Man, I love how many people are playing Starfield right now. Twitch, look at us. Okay.
I mean, it broke Twitch for most amount. I mean, first party like most viewers ever, and that was before it finished coming out. Like it wasn't even out yet, and it did that.
Yeah, I'm getting really. Hi, buddy. What's up?
I think it's going to be huge.
Oh, it's
I
already
mean, it was
huge. It was a
already,
million already, and
yeah, I
um,
was going to say before it even finished launching, it was hitting these big numbers, but I think it's going to be just insane. Like people keep underplaying it, but I don't think it's going to be underplayed for very long. Sup, Draco?
yeah, hopefully that works. Okay.
I gotta say, I
Hmm.
completely forgot that the robot can say your name. So since I just named my guy after me, he walked up, he's like, "Hello, Justin." I was like, "What?"
What the? What the hell? What's going on? I don't know. Uh-oh. Did I lose my chat? Oh God, what is this? Oh, it's wrong. Okay. What's that?
A modified Grendel.
Grendels are not very good. I don't like them.
They look kind of like a P90 combined with
Oh
a
yeah, it definitely
Vector.
looks like it's supposed to be a P90, but at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Uh,
Yeah, and the Maelstrom looks like an
Again?
MP5.
What the hell? Oh, hold on.
But okay.
I'm having issues here.
Yeah, whenever I find something with a new name,
There we
I,
go.
I never know where it is.
There
And
we
then I'll
go.
just be in my inventory
Yeah,
like, oh, I have
yeah.
7 weapons.
We can talk about that, but
I also think people are insane that were saying the graphics don't look good. Like, this game's beautiful looking. And at first I was like, oh, I can tell it's not in 60. I can tell it's 30 in that first, like, when you're walking around in the mine. But
um,
as soon as I got out, I totally forgot because everything was looking much better and smooth.
yeah, it is what it is. Are you ready? Are you
Sure.
prepared? I'm gonna switch it over to the actual uh right here. Okay, welcome everyone to this week's episode of Report Beggars podcast. I'm sorry if my energy is low. Um, it's been a it's been a great week and it's been a rough week. Um,
Definitely.
I mean, we lost celebrity. It was yesterday the lead singer of Smash Mouth died. None of us knew him. As far as I know, none of us knew him personally. Hearts go out to like
Yeah, definitely grew up with the music.
yeah,
Laughed at the music videos.
that song's been done in so many things. Relatively young, but then
Yeah, I
there
think he was
was
only 56 or so.
he's 56. But I it's hard. It's hard, man. Friday
Yeah.
was a mess, I think, for a lot of us when Sixer came in and told us that Elmer P at Space Cowboy 1138 had passed, lost his fight with cancer. He was pretty
Yeah.
close with both me and Justin.
And
And,
he didn't want to worry either of us.
no,
Like
he didn't. Well,
even
I
recently
he didn't
he
tell
didn't want to
anyone.
tell anyone.
Well, I knew it was. I knew he was battling with it because he came into the chat and he had been very open about it. But I thought it was going well
Yeah.
because he hadn't spoken about it and he'd been around. And then lately he hadn't. And then all of a sudden we get news that he's gone. It's rough
Yeah.
because when yeah, he was one of the real ones.
Yeah. He was one of the first ones out of the group of friends that was always trying to check on someone, make sure they were doing okay. He was very proactive in making sure everyone in the community was happy, and he brought a very positive vibe. Like it was never, anger towards people. There was definitely disappointment when people did dumb stuff, but it was like he never got mad at anybody. He was always very
Yeah,
forgiving and
he tried to
understanding.
be still positive on the uptake and
Yeah.
deal with things with a smile, but he would lay down the smackdown if he had to, and um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, everyone is just like everyone's just it sucks. It sucks. Um, as far as I know, the family isn't doing donations or anything at this time, but uh, I don't know. We want to do something for him, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Immortalizing him, like mentioning here on the podcast, and at the end of the year when we're doing the awards, I want to
Yeah.
mention him, but I also don't want to be a huge downer about it
Yeah.
and be like, because honestly, Elmer was a good dude. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve this one bit. Um,
Yeah.
Justin was there when I'm not gonna name names, but some guy was calling me all sorts of names under the sun and trying to say that I was some sort of terrible person. Elmer was one of the first people to come in and be like, "Nah, nah, dog, that's not how you do this." So you know what?
Yeah.
We gotta do whatever we can to honor our space cowboy.
And it's
But
hard because
if we get
you
any
don't
information
want
about
to.
uh,
Oh, sorry. No, no, go
donations
on.
and stuff, we will keep people posted. I know
For sure.
Sixer is playing his character in Starfield as Elmer.
Yeah, he made a little based on him kind of thing, designed it to look like him. That was really sweet. For those who don't know, although might be obvious because of his ad of Space Cowboy, he was very excited to play Starfield. It was like his dream game kind of thing. And it is extraordinarily unfortunate that he passed right before it came out. He was so excited and he was constantly talking about it and how he was just really happy with how it looked. And I think one of the best ways to honor him is by finding a way to put him in the game so it really feels like he's still there, um,
Yeah.
and
Maybe
able
we
to
can get
enjoy
like
it.
a note or like one of his tweets or something immortalized
Yeah,
in the game. I know they did it for someone else. I think a note would be something we could probably be like, "Yo, Bethesda, could you hook us up with this and get some noise in the community and try and get it done?" But
yeah. I mean, official or not, it with the way the mods work,
hmm.
there'd easily be a way to put like a little card mod in, and on the card it says something nice with his tweet. You know, you could put it on your ship or even just put it somewhere in the game. I've seen what people can do with mods. I think putting a note somewhere would be the least, of a difficult thing to
Well,
do.
I think we go for we ask first before we
Yeah,
but that's going to be a project for a. It would be cool if we could make that NPC an owner, but I don't know. That might be like out of the scope of things, but it would be
yeah,
nice. I
for
I
sure.
I think Space Cowboy should be doable. Something within reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, especially because this is someone who was vocal in the community and passionate, and not just with Starfield, of course, but with Xbox and Microsoft in general. And obviously, while this community isn't like, "Hey Phil, what's up? Like we talk to you all the day, we're best buddies," I still think that the community is recognized by some of these companies, and we've had some nice chats with some of the people that work there. And these people are, you know, of course they work for these companies, but they're passionate about these games and they do care about the fan bases. And they've done similar stuff in the past because they genuinely care about the people that are playing their game. It's all people. Like it seems like the fan base is a hive mind sometimes, or the corporations that work for them are just businesses. But at the end of the day, it's all people, and sometimes people do a thing to celebrate life and other people because it hits home. And if anything, Starfield really does feel like that. It's like any game based in space these days. It's the idea of discovering the unknown, seeing what's out there, finding humanity in everything. And I feel like what better place to immortalize someone than the endless, vast, space, ever expanding, infinitely big. Who knows what's out there? And that's kind of the beauty of it. And also the terrifying horror for someone like me who has anxiety, fear of the unknown. Oh, you mean the universe?
yeah,
It's always fun.
I think it's. I think we could do something. We'll try and get something done for sure, and keep people posted on what happens there.
Yeah.
Oof.
In,
I want
in
this
a
to be the
happy
heavy
way.
cast. I really
Yeah, well,
don't.
that's what I'm saying. In a happy way too. It's not just we lost a friend. It's also we're celebrating the things he loved in life. It's a good thing. It doesn't have to be something that makes us sad all the time. Because I think that's what he would want. He wouldn't want us to be sad or miserable. I mean,
No,
even when he
he
was
didn't tell us
struggling,
for a reason. He didn't want
yeah, that's what
to.
I mean. Even when he was struggling, he was still putting others before himself, which is very. It's hard as a friend, of course, to see it, but it's also very respectable to just
So
put everyone in such a high place. Maybe I'll name a planet after him, like Planet Bob in Titan AE.
yeah, it should be doable. We'll be able to get something done, even if it's like a simple mod or something.
Yeah.
But okay, I don't want to I don't want to be a downer. I don't want to be the downer. I don't want to keep being a downer. Cause
How dare you be in touch with your feelings? Gross.
no, I just don't want to. I'm kind
No,
of
I
in
know.
a bit of a state.
Of course.
I guess we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Hey, bro. Ugh. Okay, elephant in the room time. Let's talk. Let's talk Deerfield. I got my watch.
Now, how does the watch work? Is it just a standard watch, or does
It's
it
just
have
a
any?
it's a smartwatch, but it's got some fun features on it. Um,
Ooh,
uh,
what's it do or have?
have it's got like you can switch the watch face, so you can have the when you go to open the door for the first time, or at the lodge, it comes up with the constellation logo on the watch, like
Mhm.
in the game. So it does that. You can get it to read your notifications,
That's cool.
and it actually has something pretty funny on it. There's like moon phases. Hold on, I should
Ooh.
take it off so you can see it. So it tells you how far you are from the moon.
Based in the game or based in reality?
Reality.
That's cool.
Like I know you probably can't read it, but it's distance to the moon.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a little half moon.
Yeah, it tells you moon phases. It's kind of fun.
Very
Oh, and it'll
cool.
tell you. You can actually scroll through the days. I didn't realize that. Interesting. Okay, I'm backing up a step because there's also um. So I don't think you've been on a planet in Starfield where where your watch the little icon in the corner tells you that there's like extreme temperature or whatever.
I have not yet. I think I'm
it
on the
has
first moon.
it
I
has these
just
graphs
started.
here.
Hmm.
So there's barometric pressure, I believe that is. There's an accelerometer. Well, I gotta come back up. Magnetic field and just temperature.
Interesting. So it's got all the little statistics of where you are.
Yeah, you can actually just it's barometer. You can just switch through them. I don't know how accurate they
That's very
are,
cool.
but
Yeah,
the temperature one I think is a little bit off, but I don't know where the thermometer is on it. Right now
that's true.
it's
And I wonder if it's is it based on like getting weather reports or is it based
no,
on
weather's a
the
completely
temperature in
separate
the room?
function.
Okay, so it's basing it on the temperature around it, not based on like what the local weather might be saying.
Yeah, it says 29, which I don't think is that warm in here. It might be, but I don't know.
For a second, I'm like, 29 is extremely cold. Oh, Celsius.
Celsius, yes, in Celsius, like all the temperatures are in space. I love it. I love that Starfield has a mass thing, but it's
I noticed
kilograms.
that, yeah.
But it's kilograms. They don't want to confuse the Americans, so just like it's mass. Where's the other
This
thing?
is the heavy.
You probably haven't seen this in the game yet, but there's also the box that it comes in.
A lunchbox.
It's
Wow.
not actually a lunchbox. It's it's set inside. So it's got the watch was in here, and then under the patch was
Hmm.
like the manual. There's a cable. I'm not using the cable it came with because I don't particularly like that connector it uses, and a
Mhm.
replacement watch band, along with the hardware to install it.
Very cool.
It's kind of sick. But the coolest thing, I think one of the coolest things, and I know that this delayed my shipment by a day, and I could blame you know, Canada Post and we
Love
came.
to see a Hellraiser reference.
Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. It's right here.
You
So
open the box.
it comes with the steelbook, and I've heard that you've probably seen people like open it up and been like, "There's nothing inside." That's BS. So it's actually got a um spot for the credit chip here. This is all metal, actually. This is like a piece of metal. Uh,
Ooh.
have you seen these in game yet?
Uh,
It's what
I
it's
haven't yet.
currency. It's the
Or maybe
currency.
Oh, I've picked some up. I just didn't look close enough to see
That's
what
what
it was I was
yeah,
picking
that's what
up
it
at the
looks.
time.
That's what they look like.
It's like little cred sticks.
Yeah, they're credit sticks, and
That's cool though.
yeah. So the CD keys on there. Uh, I already redeemed it, so you're out of luck. It's got the big foam
So
thing.
technically, that was a $60 cred stick, and then you took all the cred off.
It's the premium edition, so I think it's like $130 one, but it'd be like 100 and whatever it is for the premium edition in the States. It does have a
Yeah.
controller layout thing. Uh, funny
Oh, that's cool.
thing though, because I've actually been playing it on PC and Series X. On the back of the actual box it came in, I'm just gonna pop up here for a second. No, maybe. Yes, yes, no. I gotta move Lego Reinhardt out of the way.
Hmm.
Yes, Lego Reinhardt. They have all sorts of weird stuff. No,
Right?
I'm fine. I just knocked something over.
Beer.
Beer.
Sake.
So the big box. It actually has PC specs on the back. Where is it?
Ooh.
You can read it. Right there. Probably can't read it, but it's got the recommended PC specs. And in some regards, I'm like,
PC, no toaster.
no toast. Honestly, I'll talk about PC performance in a bit, but you're not too far into the game. You've done like most of the tutorial, but not all of it, from what I heard you say.
Yes, I believe I'm on Crete, and I need to fight off a pirate captain so they don't follow me back to the
To New Atlantis,
constellation. Yeah,
they get mad at you if you brought the pirates back.
I can imagine.
I actually
I
talked
mean,
my
we
way
got
out of that
mad.
one because I'm actually curious. Anyone who's playing, in chat or whatever, what starting class or whatever did you pick? I'm just curious because Waffle and I picked the exact same one.
And I almost picked that same one, but then I was like, well, I'm sure I can specialize all sorts of things. I'll go with this one.
Yeah,
The one I went with was because I had recently played Shadowrun, and I went with a similar class in that one. So I was like, ah, well, since the option's here.
Japanese music plays. Is Draco still here? Or did he go? Because the Draco was playing, wasn't he? Yeah.
I believe he was.
Okay. Well, I played
I was
Space
like the last
Scoundrel.
one because I was waiting for the day one of release and not the early access. I was late.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you were Han Solo.
yeah. I play it less as like on solo and more as just like um I guess I should say the perks that it comes with. I have them all written down here. I was just
I know
curious.
it's persuasion and
Yeah, you get
pistols.
pistols, piloting, and persuasion.
Piloting, that's right.
Yeah, it's definitely the Han Solo build. I would have figured
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter would be one of the more popular ones.
I'm sure, I mean, I'm sure that's what what's his name? Why can't I think of the name now? Revik, that's it, in our group. He said he wanted to build
Yeah, look,
basically a Boba Fett character.
I picked Space Scoundrel. Was the starting one I started with. What did you pick, Draco? I'm just curious. Waffle picked the same one as me. It was funny because we said, and it was just like, you picked the same one because it's so useful. Professor? Wow. What's
Is that the
Professor?
one that was
That
like
is
you love to
astrodynamics,
teach?
geology, and research.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that was one that was like knowledge is everywhere in the galaxy and you love to teach or something.
I
I
mean,
think.
I don't think it's a bad choice. I don't think any of them are a bad choice. The one I think is kind of weird and maybe a little weak is Bouncer because you
Well,
kind of
the
can't play the game non-lethal.
What was the very bottom one? It was like file not found
File
or
not
something.
found. That
Yeah,
was wellness, ballistics, and piloting. It's like the spy one.
yeah, because the background was weird. It was like, was it deleted? Did you not think
Did
you
you
were
meet?
important enough to put anything?
No, it's spy. I think it's supposed to be spy.
I just assumed it was like uh the uh the naked class for souls, where it's like you just start with the basics, like, you're not trying to do anything specific or specialize in anything. You want to be all rounded.
I think it I don't think any of them are a terrible pick. Um, I
Nah.
honestly just my second pick was actually going to be uh combat medic. I don't think Maverick's gonna is playing Starfield. Yeah, Bethesda RPGs aren't his thing, and I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, while I will say each one's definitely different, like there's a sameness to Bethesda RPGs, in terms of like how they work, what their focuses are on. Because like the combat is definitely a lot better than I was worried it would be, based on what we saw a year ago. Um, Now it's totally great. Like I'm actually impressed and enjoy the combat. Not that Fallout's bad or anything, but it's definitely not the same as like modern shooters. Like it's got its own little bit of jank to it, which I've kind of grown accustomed to.
I mean,
But
after you get the boost pack, a boost pack anyway,
mhm.
it kind of opens up all sorts of combat. Um,
I think there was a class that starts with one too.
I don't know. I don't think any class starts with it, but they give you one. They give you the constellation pack, and it's a basic boost pack, and you can kind of just like jump around and do whatever.
I think there was only one that started with the boost perk, because I remember seeing it
Well, Bounty
going.
Hunter has it. Uh, I can check quick. I have it all written down. Like I said, we went through this and wrote it down because I was actually kind of curious what people would have picked.
Yeah, I remember seeing that
Soldier has
one,
it
and
too.
I was like, soldier, and I was like,
I
oh, but
thought
I
Soldier
remember
would also
someone
be very
saying,
popular.
I feel
Alien
like,
DNA Task Match. I actually just picked Wanted. I didn't really care for any of the other ones. I was like, these are fine, but Wanted seems like it'd be fun.
mhm.
Like
I went
the
with,
parents one is funny.
yeah, well, that was one of the ones I picked. I was like, I'll have happy parents, since in Fallout, like you're never able to have a happy family. There's always tragic shit. So I'm like, no, let's have a happy family. Let's let them get their due. And then I went with Dream Home, because even though it's Vincent's
Oh,
about to go,
you're doing. Well, my girlfriend's doing the exact same thing. You picked Dream Home, but she also picked Loner. I don't know if what you picked for
oh,
your last one, but she picked Loner, Dream Home, and Happy. It's Dream
I,
Kid.
I,
What's it called again? I can't remember what it is.
which one?
The
Uh, the parents one?
yeah, the parents ones like
I think it's like
Kid
kid
High,
things or something, or like,
Kitty something.
yeah.
I don't remember.
Actually, I have my
I don't
game
remember what
open.
it's
I can
called.
just check,
Yeah, you
because
could.
I have it on my guy.
Yeah, I don't have it. So you're playing
Let's
herself.
see.
I'm playing a character. It seems like people don't want to play themselves in these games. I'm not a big fan of playing myself in games, but I still
It definitely
like
depends for me. Kid stuff, that's it.
it is kid stuff. Yeah, I knew it was something kid something, but
Yeah.
I love that no one here
And
picked the the obnoxious fan.
I thought about it, but then I remember someone saying they were getting really annoyed and they couldn't turn it off. I was like, hmm.
My gripe in this game
Um,
is that I have a few gripes with the game, but a lot of them are yeah, the long hair options are kind of lacking. The hair options in general are kind of lacking. There was one hairstyle I kind of liked, but the bangs were like up here, and they looked awful on my character, and I'm like, nah. So I just went with a different hairstyle. I think more hairstyles would definitely help.
I get why they didn't though, because they're like, oh, you're gonna have a space helmet on a lot of the time, so like that probably won't be the focus. Not that I'm saying that excuses it. I'm just saying I can understand why it wasn't like a big focus, especially because the hairstyles have always been kind of meh in uh Elder Scrolls and Fallout. So I guess what I'm saying is I didn't expect much, but they definitely could have had better options.
I felt like there was a lot of other options that were interesting. I don't really want to
Oh
talk about the
yeah.
controversy around the game because the people who are making controversy right now are just trying to attention for it, and I don't want to give them
Oh yeah.
attention. But
Yeah.
uh, I do have to say, did anyone pick any of the non like he or she pronouns? Because I'm curious, but not curious enough to actually start a new character and pick them they.
So I hit the pronouns thing a couple times to see what all the options were, and it was he, him, she, her, they, them,
They them,
and
yeah.
yeah, those were the three or six if you count each one is like two because of he, her. I mean she, her. God damn it.
She, yeah.
But anyway, I know a lot of people were making a fuss and whining about that, but it really is
I'm
so not even
I'm
brought
just
up after that
I'm
one
more
stream.
curious because it's kind of okay. I was trying to say this is a dumb option because honestly I could care less about these options being in the game. I'm not going to use them they. What I'm curious
Yeah,
about is do people call you them they like everyone?
yeah, like how it
So
affects
it's
the
because
dialogue.
there's one where you walk into a bar and the lady's like, "Oh, it's the new girl," and I'm like, "All right." I
What
didn't
would
think
it
it.
say?
I'm playing a lady named Kate, so it's fine. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. I kind of just move on with my day, and I didn't think about it. But then I'm like in a dogfight, and the space raiders are like, "Get them!" I'm like, "What?" Or is
Yeah,
it get her? And I'm like, did they say get them or get them or like do they like? Yeah,
yeah, it,
you can pick what pronouns because people refer to you as the pronouns you pick in the game.
and because your character doesn't have a voice, I mean, one of the reasons they said they didn't was besides the fact that it didn't go over as well with fans in Fallout 4.
I thought it was
There's so
fine.
much. Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't mind it. Because there is so much dialogue and because there's many options, they'd have to hire at least 8 or 9 different voice actors per language, and it was going to cost them a fortune. So they're like, it'll just be easier to do silent pro tag again, so that way that part of the fan base will be quiet, and we also won't spend a couple million extra dollars. So I get it, but I definitely liked having the voice protagonist. Um, I know a lot of people didn't because they like to project themselves onto it, but like I feel like if you're building a character, you can give it any kind of voice and still project whatever you want onto it. It's just this is the way this voice sounds, like how most games do
I
it.
think Cyberpunk did a very good job with the having a voice protagonist but still giving you agency over it. Ugh. I don't think any of the characters are AI voiced.
I think there might be AI assistance on something. I
It depends
remember
on
hearing.
it depends on the game. When silent protagonist versus voice protagonist. In this regard, in a game where we're playing a self-insert or playing a character of our choosing, I think silent works better because you can kind of choose. Because there's a lot of times in a game like Fallout 4 where you pick an option and the
This is
first
going
protagonist
completely
would be like,
different.
"What up, bitch?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"That's not what I picked."
Yeah,
I
the option
thought
was
this
like,
was.
say hello.
But
What's up, bitches?
in a game like Deus Ex, Mankind Divided or Human Revolution, I'm much more okay with having a voice protagonist because I'm playing a character.
Yeah.
Like if the character's set in
There's
stone, then I prefer them to be fully voiced and to be,
Yeah,
themselves.
it's hard sometimes too because you look at like The Legend of Zelda, and it's like, all right, in the past, since everyone was text based, it was okay that your character didn't speak at all.
Yeah.
But in more modern ones, it definitely comes off as weirder when it's like you have British ass Zelda talking and everyone's fully voiced, and then Link's over here like, "Yep, ship out." It's like, does he have brain damage? Is he good? Like, what
Yeah.
happened to him?
I think it'd be hard to voice Link at this point since they've had so many games where characters talk or but
I think they're also partially worried about what happened in the past, where it's like, we finally gave him a voice, and then you made him the most obnoxious motherfucker on the planet, so of course everyone hated it.
yeah, I mean they
Well,
did a good job with
excuse me.
God, oh my God. Remind me of that monstrosity. But it's kind of like uh they actually did a time when they did it right was Dead Space to Dead Space
Hmm.
2 where you know you added the voice protagonist. It's always felt kind of weird like playing OG Dead Space 1 and not having the voice protagonist, especially when you're playing a very set character.
Hmm.
Again, it comes down to that. I don't think that that makes um original Dead Space like a worse game or anything. Excuse me. I just think that um it just made the second one better, and then when they came out with the remake, it's a superior product to the first one in a lot of regards because it has, like a lot of these quality of life
Yeah, and
improvements.
it's the kind of thing where it's like to each their own, of course. There are silent movies, there's black and white movies, there's cartoons versus real people. And it's the same with video games. There's different ways to create art in that medium and to tell a
Whoa,
story. And there's no right or wrong.
whoa,
There's just
I can't even do a good Dan DeVito impersonation, but yeah, Dan DeVito as a protagonist would be amazing. I bet you he'd do it too.
I love
I would
the
love to play a Bethesda style RPG. It doesn't have to be a very long one, but I would
well, if it's a
absolutely
Bethesda
love.
RPG, unfortunately, it's going to be a minimum of 30 hours.
I mean, even if it was just like a short, like sort of like romp through experience, I thought it would have been
Mhm.
absolutely hilarious. Dan DeVito.
That reminds me
Get your
of
sword,
someone who made
kid.
that someone made that really good edit with Mass Effect where they put Austin Powers in as Shepard.
Dan
I
DeVito,
love
the
seeing stuff like that.
necromancer.
Yeah, there's so many different
Oh, I
fun
love those.
applications.
I love the one with oh, who was it they put in was it they put Ash in Resident Evil Village?
Yeah, like Evil Dead Ash.
Yeah. Groovy.
Yeah, they did some really funny stuff with the
I
cutscenes
would
and
I would actually love RPG where you play as Bruce Campbell though. No lie.
oh god, yeah.
Absolutely would love it.
Oh, there's so many great characters that you can just place in the wrong settings like that, and the stuff they do in their own respective mediums fits so well. It's just so funny.
Austin Powers Fallout game. That would be so. It's
I
actually
would absolutely.
that's kind of the fun thing about like Bethesda RPGs is how people make their own fun with it, but not like it's like because the game is bad. We like mod it. With
Yeah,
some games, it is like the game is just so the systems are so meh
I think that's
that
where they truly shine though. Like because they're so adaptable and people can basically bring fan fictions or creations to life. It's not that we're creating content for them or that we don't like the original content. It's like it feels like it's adaptable to the point where even a beginner can say, "Hey, but I'd like to try this or I'd like to add this." And you have all these creative people that are tossing mods in and stuff so you can create your own goofy story. There was one that like dog meat became Scooby Doo, and it was like, this is here because maybe I want to go on a mystery. Maybe maybe I want dog meat
the
to help me
Swedish
solve
penis pump. penis.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god. It's not my
yeah.
baby. The sweet shaped penis pump. Oh god. Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Um,
Yeah. It's even better when someone has like their voice in a game already, but you have them playing like modeled as a different character they've played. So it's still their voice, but it's on the wrong person.
yeah, I saw
Those are
someone
great.
getting mad about the fact that you could flirt with Sam Coe, and God, I'm gonna butcher his name. Uh, you know the voice actor, but if I tell you, you if Elias
What?
Elias Tofaxis. Oh my god. Um, he plays Sam Coe in Starfield. He is your space cowboy,
I have not
and
met him yet.
you can flirt with him as your if you play as a male character. And someone said something about it, and Elias is like, "I played him bisexual, by the way." Alright, Chris. Oh, that'd be pretty. Oh hell no! Oh, that would actually be hilarious. I honestly wish we could get like parody games like that.
Yeah.
It's no.
There's some really good ones out there too. I think that's why Dead Rising struck gold with like being a straight-laced serious story, but everything feels like a parody, so it's kind of enhanced. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed 3 and 4, but I don't think they were as good as 1 because they leaned a bit too hard into the parody. It was kind of like Scary Movie 1 versus Scary Movie 4, where it's like you're almost not even trying to follow the story anymore. You're just slapstick and goofs. But in the beginning, it was like, no, this is like a weird parallel world where like the story is still kind of taking place, but everything's a bit dumber and sillier and more fun. Um, yeah, I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been a great example of that, where like um, people have been playing, and me and Waffle were doing this, just kind of goofing off, and it felt like a parody because you'd have the same characters as this horrible setting, and then like goofing off or dancing next to Grandpa, and it came off as such a weird, surreal feeling. It was very funny. Fortnite is unfortunately good for that too because they have every character that's ever existed. So just
Yeah,
seeing Spider-Man, Goku, and Obama, you know,
I
dabbing together.
I would honestly love like a parody like survival horror s game. It'd be so fun. You could
Yes.
have so much fun. You could
Ha-
still keep it scary. You could still keep it like keep people on their toes, whatever. But just have the
Yeah.
protagonist be like, "Oh my god, what? How did I end up like this? Can I just leave? Can I just go? I'm just gonna go." And then like you open the door and there's the zombie dies. Just slam it shut. Great. Like just I would love that. That'd be so good, actually. The protagonist just like, I'm so done with this. Oh it's absolutely that's why I absolutely love the there was a part in Control in the AWE DLC where you're in the Panopticon and oh, what's his name again? Langston? He keeps talking to you. Like a character like
Mhm.
Langston being the protagonist in a survival horror game would be so funny. It's like, and you gotta be careful because the Chris Rock Kevin Hart.
Have you
That would
seen
be so good. Holy God. If we could only get
have
that
you
greenlit.
seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil or The Cabin in the Woods?
The Cabin in the Woods.
Both of them
Um,
are parodies of horror movies, like having a bit of horror but also joking about the tropes. Cabin in the Woods is about like a group of teenagers heading to the woods, and it seems like it'll be a fun, goofy mystery, maybe Evil Dead, and it turns out the government is the ones that sent them there, and set it all up because they have to appease like the ancient gods by having the governments on all parts of the globe sacrifice people. So like they go there and they're looking at all the cursed things in the basement, and it cuts back to the people who are like watching them, and they're placing bets in the office on like who's gonna do what and who's gonna die first. It's very funny um, for a movie, and it explores a lot of the tropes and also tries to explain and also make fun of some of the ones that happen. And
I remember
Dale and
watching stuff
Tucker,
like The Purge and being like, what is the point of this?
The Purge feels like it wanted to just be murder porn, but
Murder.
it was like we can't do torture porn. Saw already did that, and so did Hostel. So we'll just do murder porn. We'll pretend there's a reason, and then everyone gets to kill everyone. Like the very first one wasn't terrible. I feel like it had an interesting idea, even though it didn't fully present it very well. And then everything after that was just a shit show. It was like, man, how can we just kill more people? Like the audience loves killing people. The most recent one was like about killing Mexicans before they could cross the border because only America did the purge or some stupid shit. It was the idea that it was like these movies are pretending to be some kind of apocalyptic scenario, but you still gotta follow the rules when the purge day is over. You don't want to break the law, and it's like you just created a scenario where murder is okay, and then you expect us to believe these characters snap back to normal people after that. Everyone in this universe is unhinged.
Everyone's in here. Yes. I actually have a question for people for fun.
You for fun.
For fun, yes. So I've been kind of like discussing every night what games I think should be what I think are gonna be game of the year picks. Not necessarily like what I think is going to win. Sometimes whenever I'm in chat with people, I always like to like probe them to see what they think. Xbox Game of the Year. Now we have a few contenders right now.
Like Redfall.
I don't think Redfall's getting so much shit, but at least they're not dropping
Yeah,
it. Like
no,
Xbox
definitely.
a few years ago would have just left it to die.
Oh yeah. And
So
all jokes aside, I do think it's a good game. It's just poorly optimized and buggy, but they fixed some of the bugs, and eventually when they push that 60 FPS patch out, I think it could be a very enjoyable game. Most people bashing it haven't actually tried it. They just
yeah.
jump on the bandwagon, but they've put out some pretty big hitters so far this year. The
Yep.
last few years have actually been pretty strong for
So
Xbox in
for
general.
for the first party this year that I've seen, we have I'm gonna go backwards order, starting with
Hmm.
Forza coming. Then it's gonna be Starfield. Before that we got I guess Minecraft Legends would count, but
Hmm.
also the Ghostwire Tokyo. And am I missing one? Redfall,
Hi-Fi Rush.
and the last one would be Hi-Fi Rush. Now, yes, Hi-Fi Rush I think deserves it 100%. I honestly feel like Hi-Fi Rush is gonna get overshadowed by Starfield, and that's a fucking shame. Is an
Yeah. Well, I
absolute
mean,
fucking shame because
I feel like Tears of the Kingdom also is going to overshadow it in terms of just Game of the Year in general,
I don't
and
know.
it
I'm
does
still
suck
dithering if
because
people want to have like a overall Game of the Year category. We could do that,
versus
but
the big three.
it honestly looks like well, here's the thing though. I know I've only gotten a few replies on my forum, but most people are like, "What came out for PlayStation this year?"
Yeah.
Like that has legitimately been a thing. Uh,
Besides Spider-Man, I can't think of any big releases they've had. I mean, they've had one each year so far. Like last year was God of War.
yeah,
Before that was Horizon.
like all these are meme ones, except for someone put Baldur's Gate 3, but that was before they announced that we're gonna get the Xbox version before the end of the year.
Well, it was also on PC and it was a third party, so I wouldn't say that was an exclusive
I
one.
said for Sony first and timed exclusive game of the year. I'm surprised there's been no Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 16 there.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, it's hard to determine what counts for them because it's like, here's a. I mean, I saw a post recently that was like, there's been 5 games that are PS5 only so far, and they have the list because they were like there were eight, but now with PC or confirmed Xbox and Switch releases, it's like they take them off. Um, Even counting Final Fantasy 15, I think they said there's only five. One of them was also a remake, which was Demon Souls. Two of them were ports or remasters, and one of them was Final Fantasy. So they're like, there's only one game on PS5 that's like a first party exclusive. And I'm not trying to bash them for that. It's just you see people saying shit all the time like, we're Xbox's games, or like, no games here. There hasn't been a ton of games on any side. The only thing that's putting out consistent first parties is Nintendo, and they haven't even released their next gen or whatever the hell you'd call it system yet. There's just talks that it's going to be early to mid next year, but they also just released three or four more Switch bundles. So I don't know. They keep pushing out all
I
these
think that the
bundles.
other one's gonna be whatever.
Wonder looks fantastic. I can't believe how close it is too. I was like, oh man, when are they going to release this? Next year? Hopefully at least next year and not the year after. No, like coming in October. I was like, two
Everything's
months?
coming in October except for Alone in the Dark, which got pushed to January, which I'm
Yeah, which
slightly
I
disappointed
love their
about.
reasoning. They were like, we want to fix some bugs, but mostly we don't want to compete with everything that's coming out that month. And I get it. Between, September and December, there's like 10 to 15 really big games coming. Alan Wake, Starfield,
Honestly, I don't blame them. I don't blame them for getting out of October. It,
same.
it's just I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is also kind of in the same boat, is where it'll
Yeah.
get a lot of I think it'll get a lot of eyes on it on like the PlayStation side, but I have seen so many people like picking up Xboxes to play Starfield.
Yeah.
It's
But that
going to be
was funny.
super interesting to see the Famitsu numbers at the end of the week.
I
But
saw
let me say
Phil in
that,
that interview. Oh, go on.
yeah, that's what I think. I just by the end of the week, I think when we see the Famitsu sale chart, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's
Be-
what was so funny. Recently, Phil was like, I mean, it was like, I've read Gamescom or something like that. It wasn't super recent. It was like half a month ago. But he was like, Starfield, it's not going to be this 11 out of 10 where everyone's dropping their consoles and buying Xboxes. It's not the kind of thing that happens overnight, and I get that. Um, he was talking about how it's sometimes not as easy as just sign a contract, get cool games on your console, and now you're not in last place. But yeah, and I get all that. But it was very funny that he's like, we're not in a world where Starfield gets an 11 out of 10 and everyone jumps ship to join us. And then you see all these posts of people, oh, COD servers all came back thanks to Xbox. I gotta pick up, these games on an
Did they
Xbox.
bring back
And then
Samba de
Starfield,
Amigo?
what happened?
Did they bring back Samba de Amigo?
Yeah, there's I think it's only on Switch so far, but there is a new game or a remake of the original game coming. Um, but I think it's only on Switch, which is a shame, but it's better than being dead. So who knows? Um,
Party Central. Okay. I'm
but
gonna
yeah,
be 100% honest. I'm terrible at rhythm games. So
oh, I love me some Rhythm games. I miss Rhythm Heaven. Come back to me, Rhythm Heaven. You are missed.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I still think that Hi-Fi Rush deserves so much praise and so much love that I don't think it's actually reached its peak of what it can do. And
Yeah, well, it's hard too because it came out on Xbox, and while that's not an insult for a lot of the industry, it means play it down, don't give it as much of the limelight, don't praise it as much. And it sounds like a conspiracy, but we've seen it recently with IGN skipping Xbox's name on three or four different announcements, and
or
multiple
that
people.
that god awful review where the guy doesn't
Yeah,
even understand some of the systems of the game. Holy
yeah, and
crap!
and their employees who have been saying, "I haven't played the game," but and then ranting about a bunch of stuff, and it's like, I'm not saying you have to love this game, but don't not play it and then pretend you're an authority and you know what you're talking about, because that'd be silly for any game of any genre. It's just weird that it's specifically all the Xbox ones. I don't fully understand why the media loves to praise Sony and bash Xbox at this point, because while obviously it's like, yeah, it was the norm, and yeah, it paid and got you clicks, there's been enough momentum for Microsoft, and with enough, of Sony tripping on their own feet, that it doesn't feel like as big of a gap as it used to. Like, it really does feel like Microsoft's catching up a bit this gen, and I have no idea what Jim Ryan's been doing with the Q and they pulled a Microsoft at their own E3 thing. They played a movie trailer and put a bunch of VR and demos of that stuff out, and nobody wanted it. They weren't able to read the room. It was like when Diablo was like, "Oh, you guys have phones, don't you?" Like, I'm not saying,
That's when you have a corporate leader that doesn't know what they're talking about. We saw the same thing with Don
yeah,
Matrick. Because Don
exactly. I
Matrick,
was gonna say it's not exclusive
yeah,
to
it's
anyone.
not exclusive to anyone.
It's when a
It's you
corp,
have someone who's out of touch. And the reason I think
yeah,
Xbox is doing so well is because Phil is so in touch with the community. And he's like there.
a hundred
He's like the
percent.
guys in the trenches. And you see videos of him and he'll put up stuff. Well, he will take the hard interviews. He'll take the whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
um at the same time, he's not the guy who's like, "Oh, we didn't do." He's not the guy who blames his team. He blames himself usually.
Yeah,
And
and that's the thing I appreciate about him too. You've seen him play games. Like, I'm not saying he's like, oh yeah, I play COD, I'm a 10 prestige, but he's never saying he's like the best or an amazing gamer. But in his spare time, he does enjoy playing games. And while that's not a requirement, it is great to see someone enjoying the medium that they're in. It'd be like
I
if you're a
mean, you see the
director.
same thing with
eh,
Sarah Bond and
Yep.
uh Aaron Greenberg. He doesn't post as much,
Yeah.
but he definitely plays games. And
Yeah. When you're passionate
God,
about that,
I can't remember
you
his
see
name.
it.
The beard, the beard.
The beard?
Jason, is it Jason his name?
Jason,
The
Sean,
beard. Oh
Jason.
man, the Microsoft. That's another big
Oh,
thing we should talk about.
yeah.
But no, is Jason Ronald? Is that his name or somebody? He's got the big beard.
I don't know. If I saw a picture, I bet I'd know.
He's the guy
But
who
there's
came on
so
for the
many
backwards
people.
compatibility and all the Xbox features. He plays games.
Uh,
He is.
yeah,
I absolutely love that about the team that Xbox has. Is these people all play video games? Where I feel
yeah.
like maybe Cerny does on the like PlayStation side.
Cerny for Sarny.
Suni, sorry.
Yeah, and,
Suni.
and it's not like I'm saying these people aren't
Maybe, but
bitter.
like I don't think we've ever seen Jim Ryan pick up a controller outside of like
There's that
this is the
one.
thing.
Yeah, there's that one meme where he's got like the headset on and it's kind of falling off and he looks like he's really serious, but you can't tell if he's actually playing a game or not, or if like the TV is
That's
off.
what I mean. It's like I get people grip controllers different, they do whatever different, but at the end of the day, if you're selling something at executive level, like it is your job as like to be the head of something, you better know that product inside and out. If you're just there
Not
because you're
just
like,
that, you got to believe in the product. Like, you're never going to sell a product well if you don't yourself believe in the product. And that goes for any level of the business. But like it, and I'm not saying that these guys on the Sony side aren't good businessmen. I'm not trying to drag anyone down. But when you are at that corporate level, there's a disconnect that you have with your community. And it's because you don't fully understand what they're asking for because you've never been in that position. When it comes to someone like Phil, if he wants a game on the platform, he wants it because he knows what it's like to be playing and then miss out on some fun releases. And he wants people to be able to enjoy it. Microsoft has always been very cool in the fact that they're very community focused. They got the Fan Fest. They've got all these, little podcasts where they're talking to people. They got the giveaways. They're constantly trying to build a good rep with the community. And they've always been multiplayer focused and community focused with the little avatars in the old days and the community events and games. It feels like Xbox is the place to play with your friends and to develop a nice little fun community. I mean, they even have the little community tab so you can build friendships with people with similar games and all that. I think it's a very wholesome and integral part of what makes Microsoft
That's
the
what I
way it
mean.
is.
Xbox in general has always been community focused, like from day one. It's always
Yeah,
been um, because they had the four ports, the controller. They had, I think they had the most four-player games on the like on the
yeah,
original Xbox compared to the competition, because you needed a special adapter to do it on the PS2. Um, the
yeah.
Switch had, not Switch, the GameCube had some,
The Switch has
but
been around for
the
20 years.
Switch has been around
Wow.
for so long. Yeah, no, it's just people talk about the Switch and just pops in my head. Um,
Yeah,
but the GameCube, had some, but outside of like the weird sort of first party ones and the
yeah,
games
there
that
were a
had
lot
like Game Boy
less.
Advance support, I don't think I owned very many like four-player GameCube games. Whereas like, you pick up a bunch of Xbox games, and I think like, yeah, like I went to the Hawk shop yesterday, and I picked up this dual pack here.
Hmm.
I guess it was for as like an Xbox Live, whatever, back in the day. This is four-player on console. There were so many Xbox games that were like this. It was
They
basically
also had
the
the System
multiplayer
Link.
console, and they had System Link. This was 1 to 8 System Link.
Yeah, which, sounds crazy now because you're like, I play games with like 30 people online. It's like, yeah, but this was at a time when the internet was not as big for gaming.
Uh,
Like,
there's
people
still
were on
games.
TeamSpeak and Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, like the original Halo originally did not have online multiplayer at launch
Yeah,
because it's a launch title. Oh man, there's both the manuals in here.
hell yeah. Man, I
And the
miss
back of this
physical
one
stuff.
has Indiana Jones and the Emperor's
Indiana
Tomb.
Brones?
Oh.
Oh, look at the tiny Reinhardt. So cute.
Yeah. Um, the case is broken, but other than that, I think it's a replacement case because it's black, but whatever. I also picked up for a nominal price of 25% off $10 Final Fantasy 13.
Nice. We actually saw that mock-up today too, and someone included Xbox, not on the physicals, but in the picture for the platforms listed. And I was like, okay, progress. One day maybe we can have a PS5 and an Xbox physical, in the same picture. But the fact that it was even put there at all, very happy to see.
Yeah, I've never actually like sat down and played through 13, but I figured for
Which one,
what it
13.1 or all
Final Fantasy
three?
13.
Okay.
Um, but I definitely want to, try it at some point. And it's backwards compatible, and I think it's more than. Oh, what did I pay for? Like 750. It's like I think it's like just over $13 for both of them. They have like this thing where it's like,
13 was good. I think my favorite out of the trilogy was the third one. The way the combat worked, and while the story wasn't like amazing, it was still interesting, especially if you'd grown with those characters in the last two games. Um,
well, that's only the
yeah, I
first
thought it was
one. I
kind
don't
of
have
fun.
all three of them, but I'm trying to find them. But I don't want to spend
Um,
like an arm and a leg on them
well, I was
if I
gonna say
can
the
help it.
digitals are pretty cheap because you can still buy the digitals.
Yeah, but I like them physicals, man. I actually put up.
No, of
You can't
course.
see it here, but I put up we had like these old CD shelves, and I
Hmm.
repurposed them for games.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the physicals are crazy cool. But if your choice is like $10 for digital or 200 for the physical, I'm gonna say go digital on that one, and then get like a $5
Oh my
case and print out a nice little thing.
Every day we talk about Forspoken. Every day we go Forspoken. Okay, I want to address something because I don't think we talked about it, but it came up. Um, So, uh, the other day on Twitter, who tweeted it? I don't remember, but I saw
What the
that.
hell is Twitter?
Oh God, just stop it. Whatever it's called this week. Whatever it's called this
X.
week. X. Gonna give it to
So
you.
dumb. Exactly.
Anyway,
If you add two more X's, it becomes very pornographic.
X gonna give it to you. But people were talking about Tokyo Game Show, even here. But
Yes.
we knew that Xbox was going to have a presence. But then when we saw the TGS like schedule, and instead it was
Yes.
Microsoft of Japan, I was like, wait, what?
And that
I think it was
corresponds
Winter
really
Soldier.
well with
You
who
might
they
be
just
Winter
hired.
Soldier. It's not Soldier. It's Shoulder. It's Winter Soldier.
What?
Shoulder. I want to say Soldier because of the thing, but Sol- Shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
because
so
I saw it and I was like, does this mean?
we talked about it last week, right? That woman got hired?
Yes, we
Or
talked
did
about
that
the
happen? Okay.
we got higher, but we didn't hear about this
Yeah, the
because it got
scheduling was
traction.
after
Yes, here
Wednesday.
we go. Because a lot of people jumped in on this
Yeah.
and I was surprised. And it's like Microsoft Corporation Japan, and I
Which
was
we
like, does
love
this
to
mean they
hear.
did? Because the thing is, I feel like a lot of the issues we have with Japanese games coming to Xbox is that Xbox. I don't want to say that North American gamers are square or anything. I don't want to say that, but what I do want to say is they have a different idea of what is okay in a video game,
Hmm.
and this might be the redemption arc we were waiting for.
Plus, not that they're not trying, they fly out there all the time.
You're gonna
You can
make me
only
open
fly
this,
to
aren't you? You guys are gonna
Japan.
make me open this. You're gonna make me
You
open
can
this,
only
Square.
fly to
You're gonna
Japan.
make me open this and stream it.
Yeah. You can only fly to Japan and do stuff on, work hours so often. Having someone there in the trenches able to make deals that are happening before they have to get big, before you have to keep sending in, you know, the
Yeah, that
CEO across the
this is a big
country.
move in the right direction.
Absolutely. And I think you're going to start seeing the smaller deals come too. Because
I
don't get me wrong, I love the big stuff, but even getting the smaller stuff in Japan that usually skips us would be a huge get.
I mean, getting Idea Factory on board without anyone seeming. I don't know if anyone was involved with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like there's something involved with it.
And I love it. It's been
Now,
far too
I
long.
did read this rumor that Draco's talking about with Final Fantasy VII Remake to be ported to the next Switch when it gets launched. I don't know if
Yes,
I
I heard
believe
that
it.
too. I'm
And
not sure, but I
the
also
reason
wouldn't
I
be
don't know
surprised.
if I believe it is because I don't know if it doesn't come to Xbox, I'd be pissed. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's any truth behind that because while the Switch is like good, I gotta be real. Like I was sitting down and I was talking to people, it's like, what's your favorite JRPGs? And kind of going through them. Final Fantasy has not been one of my favorite JRPGs in a very long time.
Yeah, it's not just because we don't have it, like that's not the reason I'm saying it, but it's really fallen off. Like the most fun I've had with Final Fantasy recently has been remakes or ports of the older games. The
I
more
mean,
recent
remake
stuff
of
hasn't
Seven
done it for
is
me.
flawed in a lot of ways, and I
Yeah.
kind of was like it started off. I was like, yeah, I'm in, I'm ready. Like this is great, and then I'm like 80% of the way through the remake, and I'm like, oh no.
Like I enjoyed the Crisis Core remake, but I also saw some of the flaws that the 7 remake had that kind of carried over, and they changed some of the story of Crisis Core to make sense with the weird changes they made of the new remake of 7. And I'm not sure I'm feeling it yet. Um, so I'm not sure. Like, it doesn't mean I don't want to play it, because I'd love to play a 7 remake. I mean, I still ironically have it on my PlayStation 4 and haven't played it yet because I bought it like on sale a year or two after it came out,
We have a
and
slime down. Sorry.
I was just so frustrated with the moves that they were doing. I I was like, I can't play this yet. I'm gonna have to play this different time. I don't want to. I don't want to give in to that. I
I
still want
guess
to play
still
for
to pick up
Resonance
a
of Fate.
copy.
I picked that up too. I just feel like there hasn't been as much creativity. Sea of Stars is a great example. Sea of Stars, having played that recently, feels like old Chrono Trigger, old Final Fantasy, Tales of Mana kind of game. With between the writing and the gameplay, that felt more like a Final Fantasy game I've played in the past than any recent Final Fantasy stuff, which sucks to say, but I think they started to lose their roots a bit. I'm hoping they can find out what makes a Final Fantasy game and come back to it.
Can we just
You
talk
can't
about
write
the?
off the name forever.
That's why when I said, and people laughed at me when I said it. Straight up laughed at me like, "Oh, you're wrong. This is not the best Final Fantasy game in a while." Nah, this is the best Final Fantasy game in a very long time. Like a brand
Yeah,
new idea.
ironically,
It literally is because one, it keeps the ridiculousness that was from the original. This is Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy
yeah.
Origins. If you didn't know from the cover, um, it keeps the like silly craziness from older Final Fantasy games. Like I remember there were games where you're just like, oh, I gotta like close this giant tap, stop the world from flooding, or they turned off the tap that stops this. It's like, where did that go?
Oh, let's put it back.
Like,
It wasn't important to the plot
where
anymore.
did the fun stuff go? You know, like I
Yeah,
maybe it's written for kids, whatever, to enjoy, but the like absolutely abstract and silly worlds and like these crazy worlds, they're just gone. And it's like we gotta go edgy. Like Final Fantasy
yeah,
16, well, it looks fine. It's very edgy.
yeah.
Like we've
Well,
got
that's the thing.
sex, we've
Final
got
Fantasy is
blood.
supposed to be fantasy. I
Yeah,
hate that they keep trying to ground this stuff and make it realistic. I want it to be a fantasy, like the name suggests. That's part of the fun.
I don't think anyone's gonna complain.
How dare you
If
make
you
this
you know you
fantasy
can't play
game?
Final Fantasy 7 remake, I have a few recommendations for games that aren't made by Square that are well, okay,
Mm.
this one's published by Square, but you know it's better than Final Fantasy 7 remake. Dragon Quest
Mm.
11, Echoes of Elusive
Dragon Quest is
Age,
so good.
absolute great game. I still need to finish it, but like it's so much more enjoyable than all the other ones. And of course, the podcast First Love, Tales of Arise.
Ah,
This game is so good.
Tales of Arise
If you're a
Bittersweet.
JRPG fan and you've never played it, I think you're missing out.
Yeah. I mean,
Dragon
Tales
Quest
can be
11
the
is
genre of
like an
fantastic.
investment of time to beat, like so
I
much
mean,
so.
that's all JRPG is, unfortunately.
Oh, actually, you reminded me. Where is our boy? There it is. Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon, or Ryuga 7.
Ah, Yakuza. Yeah.
Great game, absolutely great game.
Yeah, and it can be overwhelming too, because if you're new to these franchises, it's
I
like,
bought this day
oh,
one, by the way. Like I literally bought this day one. It was like it's a gift for my brother. It's like,
it's
yo,
like,
I know how
oh,
much you
there's
love
eight or nine
Yakuza.
of
Here you
these.
go.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Like a Dragon is top tier. And then of course, Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah, and
Like
we got Persona 3 and 4 already, with Persona 3's remake coming, and next month is um Tactics.
I have it preloaded. I don't think I'm gonna stick too long with tactics if it gets too hard, because the thing with tactics games, they can be fun for a while, and then they're like, have you seen I follow her on Twitter. What is her name? Uh, she has like every version of Yakuza Like a Dragon, like every variant. She has a Korean one, the Xbox one, like the PS5 one, the PS4 one, like all of them. She absolutely loves them, and she like cosplays the characters. It's just the cute little chibi art of the Yakuza characters.
I need to see that. That sounds adorable.
Hold on. It's like I I will get you the at because this woman is great. There we go. Hold on. Let me put her up on the old screen here because if you do not follow, I think you should. Pseudo shell? I don't know how you spell this, how you pronounce
Oh,
that, but
so cute.
yeah, and she'll cosplay as her all the time. Crab.
Good craft.
Um, she tweets about
Is that a
random stuff.
metapod?
Yeah, that's very pretty lady.
Very cute.
Yeah, definitely recommend. She's absolute Yakuza fan and post stuff. She's not the kind of person that takes like she's not one of those people who's all about like being sexual or whatever.
Mhm.
But
No, it seems more wholesome.
she's a much more wholesome person.
I'm always down with the wholesome and the cuteness.
Yeah, there you go. Her idol just looks great. She's very cute.
That a giant popsicle?
Yeah, you wait. If you not wait, did you not did you not play
Oh, okay.
enough of Yakuza Like a Dragon?
I haven't gotten to it yet because even though I have the premium edition or whatever, I'm on like the third or fourth Yakuza, and then I had to take a break because I was playing so many
One of the
Yakuza in a
weapons
row.
is the giant popsicle. I'll just tell you that
I love it.
for the idol class.
I'm a big fan. I'll have to get that at later. I can't see it from my phone at the moment.
Yep. Trying to see where she has her collection.
Dreamcast. Oh, so it does like little ice damage. That's cute.
Yes, it does. It's fun. Honestly, there's so much fun stuff you can do in Like a Dragon. I don't think it's the deepest of combat,
Mm-hmm.
but it's yeah, she really likes Namba.
No. See, this is the wholesome stuff I like. This person is enjoying their medium and sharing cute art and
Yeah, she
is
gets
passionate
weird
about it.
people comment like tagging her and stuff all the time, and I'm like, nah,
That's what I was gonna say.
don't.
There's no console warring. There's no hating on other people
No,
or
she
telling
doesn't
them.
hate on people. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, this was fun.
I haven't seen
I
any gatekeeping.
this is my favorite. Unfortunately, fell, and I comment. There it is. There.
Is that all the same game too? That's all like a dragon.
Yep.
I appreciate every platform being there too. It's like here's my PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, my
She has
Xbox.
all three Xbox variants. I think there's the Asian one. There's the regular box, North American one. These are different. I don't know how they're different. She probably knows better than I do. But yeah, so that was like the Ichiban had fallen off and died. And I said, ah, that's how he got to Hawaii.
He wakes up
She's
there.
fun. She's definitely fun. But just if you are gonna talk to her, just don't be creepy. I always try
I
to
would
be
hope
like
people aren't.
not creepy. No, there's some people. I don't think anyone here is gonna be like a creeper and be like, "Yo, you're so hot." But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You tell me no one's a Jamar? No, no one's gonna pull that. I think Asian women are the hottest and I love them. It's like, calm down, buddy.
look, it's okay. Weird. I don't know. I get all sorts of weird retweets and stuff.
Mhm.
Put that out of the way for a sec.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm very curious to see what we're gonna get for the next. Excuse me.
For what?
Apparently, your stream died for a bit, or it's just you alive forever. Did it ever get back to another game? It did not.
That's weird.
This is when he fell asleep for hours.
No, I wouldn't stream for hours of sleep. The one time I was doing
Yeah,
something like that
never,
was
never.
did that for Discord because I wanted to see how long you could stream to Discord for, and I reached like 40 hours, and then it kicked me from the call. So I was like, oh man, I
I
don't know if
am
it
honestly
crashed or
hoping. Um, yeah, it's silly. Sorry, talking about Japanese announcements. I'm assuming for Xbox here at TGS. Yeah, I'm hoping for something. I hope she comes out and be like, yeah, oh yeah, we brought you gifts.
I mean, they
What
did it last year, and a lot of us are very hopeful and expecting again this year.
did they bring last year? My brain is drawing a blank.
Persona 5 was the big one.
No, that was not TGS.
Was it not?
No, that was the actual Xbox showcase.
Oh no, you're right. Was it
TGS was
3
something
and 4?
else. No, the panty vending machine. Oh my god, the fact that there are like used panties in vending machine is weird, but
I
uh,
feel like it might have been 3 and 4.
no, 3 and 4. I think all of them were announced at the same time. Were there any Xbox announcements, or were people just upset? I'm gonna look it up quick. TGS Xbox 2022 announcement. Mm, uh, Danganronpa 3. Persona
So
5
there
was
was,
there. Power World.
yeah, it was Deathloop, uh, Danganronpa Free,
Are you looking
Nino
at the same thing I
Kuni,
am? Yeah, I think you are.
maybe. Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear Strive, that was also there.
Yeah.
Fuga, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, that's right. They also did Wu Long and Yuden Chronicles there.
Yeah. It's September 16th, I believe, is the correct date. TGS, Tokyo Game Show 2023.
Yeah,
I,
Persona 5 Royal, Guilty
I'm pretty
Gear,
sure it's the
Blaze Blue.
16th. I'm pretty sure it's the 16th.
Oh, that's right. They also talked about Power World, and then we haven't really heard anything since then. The guys that made Craftopia.
Power World looks like a mess, in my opinion, but
I
whatever.
love the idea of it because I've played their stuff and it's kind of janky but fun. Um, the question will be how it turns out.
September 21st to 24th. My apologies, I was wrong there.
How could you lie?
I
How
thought it
could
was
you
the
be wrong?
16th for some reason. Don't ask me why I thought it
So
was the
good.
16th. I just did. Uh, the
Oh,
fact that it's Microsoft in Japan. I'm sure they'll have something to announce. I don't know what it's gonna be,
is
but
Sony not going to be there? I
probably
was saying that
not.
because I was looking at the thing. It's like
It says Sony
it says
Interactive Entertainment here.
yeah, it says this event is going to be very busy 4 days for Xbox, Capcom, Bandai, Koei, Tecmo, Konami, HoYoverse, Sega, Square, and more.
Yeah, I hope
Just
we
seems
hear
weird
something
if
about
yeah.
Horizon or whatever we get
As
next.
reported by VGC, the CISA has revealed for the first time in 4 years the Tokyo Game Show will cover the entirety of the Makuhari Mess. I mean, it's the location. Yeah,
Oh,
last year's show
Tokyo
only
Big
used a small
Sight?
portion of the venue.
We talking about?
Yeah, they had restrictions before. I
Yeah.
think due to COVID.
Oh yeah, COVID's still a problem there though. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, it's technically still a problem everywhere, even though people are like, "No, it's over. We won."
That is the question of the day. Is Microsoft from
Well,
Japan Japanese or US? It's a I would assume it's a Japanese subsidiary of a US company. But
yeah, if they do it right, it's got to be Japanese.
well, I think you can't be like I think it's a subsidiary. We'll see who's there, but this is a big move. I had to pick the dust up off of this slime. My friend from Japan made it. Right here, on with the other, with the crown, the king slime. Everyone needs king slimes in their life. What? Yeah. Oh, absolutely love them. I like the poonies in um. I'll tell you. Atelier. Atelier. I always get those words of like mumble in my head, but yeah, they're fun too. I love the ones in Neptune because they've got little dog ears, so they can be different. Because you can't just have regular slimes. No, it's got to be different. Is that them doing work outside? Sorry, I just heard big rumblings. I don't know if it was thunder. Lightning. Justin, did you batteries die again?
No, I'm here.
Okay. I got slightly sidetracked because I'm just gonna check the weather quick because it's gonna start storming.
Yeah, we've got some coming. I believe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday here are going to be storming and getting colder every day.
It's been like
Uh,
super hot here.
yeah, it's been like in the 90s this week, and then throughout the storms each day, it's going to go down like 8 degrees. It's going to be like 80 something, then low 80 something, then high 70 something, and then low 70s. Craziness.
What was the? So yesterday I was out at the. We went to the new, brand new Burger King in town here. We haven't had a Burger King in town in like 15 years.
Oh,
It was more just to like to get lunch. Just like we just need
hmm.
lunch. It's new, whatever. Um, and they had this 90s ass cherry
Oh,
Coke
is this where you saw the
sticker.
Coke?
Yes.
I saw you post that. And I was like, man, like you must be at a an older or at least
No,
a place with
the
one of
place
the
is
older
brand
signs.
new.
That's
So,
hilarious.
okay, I'm gonna bring up the other stream here so I can show you what I'm talking about. This is so weird. Like, okay, so yeah, cherry Coke, whatever. Where is it? This was the 90s logo.
Yeah, the one with the crazy font.
It's absolutely nuts. And I'm like, it's sitting there, and I'm like, where did you find this sticker?
Yeah, everyone's walking by completely normally, and you're there like, does anyone else see this? Are you people blind?
Yeah, Lindsay was like, "Oh, I was gonna get it," and I'm like, "But she's like, I got iced tea instead." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's like it's cherry Coke," and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's cherry Coke, but it's the '90s logo. Why is it the
Yeah,
'90s
they're doing
logo?
one of those throwback things. Sometimes they have
Are
like
they
the
using
older
it again
styles on the
now?"
cans. I have no idea.
Yeah, cause like, here you go. This is basically what it looked like back in the day.
Yeah, which just looks a bit unhinged. I kind of love it.
It's super unhinged. Yeah, see, you say that, but like, Coke Zero was marketed towards guys. I don't know if you've ever seen those old ads. They are something else. Let me tell you. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you're right. 2 years ago, someone
Yeah.
posted it. New Coke.
I'm sorry, does that say slice?
Where are we seeing that?
Up a little bit more, right above the cherry Coke can.
Dr.
Slice.
Slice. A wild
Dr.
one.
Slice. Dr. Pepper was fired. There was some unfortunate malpractice rumors. We have Dr. Slice.
Dr. Slice. Yeah, I think I've saved search on moderate, so I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm not the guy that's like strict, as I don't care.
Yeah.
Sometimes the thing is that sometimes what I think is explicit content and what the browser thinks are explicit content are two very different things.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Yeah, that was just weird. Just being at a brand new Burger King, like not even a year old location, and it has this 90s ass sticker. So,
It's great.
what's really funny is next door was a record shop.
So it's just 90s themed in general.
I mean, records weren't that big when in the 90s. I remember like they existed, but they looks like they sell used CDs and stuff, but a lot of people aren't into that now.
Mhm.
Probably should have gone in there, but whatever. Hipsters. The thing is, I don't want to be like records aren't a viable medium for music because they are and they still have their place.
Mhm.
And there's definitely plus sides about them.
Yeah. And they're expensive these days.
Yeah, they were not expensive a little while ago, which is funny to me. But yeah, it's weird though. It is like hipsters paradise is the record shop. I don't know
Hmm.
how much business they get having a record shop.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me,
No worries.
weirdos. I don't know. Anything fun we want to talk about that isn't
Uh,
space related? Or we could
that
talk
isn't.
about some of our nitpicks with Starfield that I think are justified, and I think we'll have a lot of the same ones.
I mean, I feel like I haven't explored it enough yet to have crazy nitpicks. The only one thing I have with the game so far is that the menu system seems a bit overly stuffed and complex. Like in Fallout, for example, if I want to switch weapons real quick, I tap B and then select my weapon on that little quick screen. With this, it's like press start and then the huge menu opens. You're like, all right, navigate to inventory and then weapons. And it's like, do I know the names of all my weapons? Do I just scavenge for whatever I have? And, I was like, where's the ammo? And it didn't occur to me that out of all like the 9 or 10 stats it shows, it's under rounds and it's not how much you can carry. Rounds is how much you have in total, and then clip is how much you can carry. I couldn't tell because there's so many statistics and stats that are like uh, acronyms or the first few letters to make it fit, which is fine if I know what each one stands for first. But if you don't tell me, then there's just a ton of information on screen, and I'm like, I'm not 100% sure what this is. Like that's how I felt when I got into the ship the first time. They were like, you can change the power from your engines and stuff right here, and it didn't tell me what any of the things were meant. It just had a bunch of like stib, eng, miss, and I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. I don't know what to take power from. Experimenting with it helped me out. Apparently, there's missiles, lasers, ballistics, shields, engine, and grav drive, I think. I have no idea what
Yes,
grav
grav
drive
drive.
does, but
It's full
the others you
space.
can change in. Okay. And
It's
the
it's your
others you
warp
could change in
engine
real time.
basically.
Yeah, like the hyperdrive kind of thing.
Yeah, that doesn't work the same way. Um,
Mhm. Um, but yeah, so when it was like, Someone's coming to kill you now, you can fiddle with those and then fight them." And I'm like, what does each thing mean? It only occurred to me during mid-fight that like, why don't I have any lasers? Oh, that must be what the LAS was that I took power from to give me more shields, and you know, ballistics must be my bullets,
yeah, I played
it
uh Star Wars Squadrons before, and it has that kind of system. Not as many
Mhm.
things. There's like I think it's just shields, weapons, and engine.
Yeah, and I mean, what's it called?
Honestly, I can agree that the ship tutorial, if you have like no prior knowledge in games that use that system,
Mhm.
it definitely becomes a issue.
And like I played faster than light before, so I have the concept of siphoning power to different rooms or sections of the ship to amplify some while lowering others, and that's cool. And I don't mind the acronyms and all that, uh, or abbreviations, but I just need at least a menu that tells me what each one is so I can commit them to memory. Seeing all of them there felt a bit overwhelming just because it immediately put you into a battle, and I'm like, this is real time. It's not turn based. I can't explore what's happening. I gotta figure this out fast. And I'm the kind of guy, of course, in games that like I hold down every button, I tap it once or twice, I try to see what everything does, and you know, you figure some stuff out that the game doesn't exactly tell you, which is totally fine. But it would be nice if there was a spot that was like, here's what everything does. And instead of being overwhelmed in the menus, here's an easier way to do it, kind of thing. Um, the game itself is pretty cool so far, and I haven't had any gripes with that. Um, yeah, I I definitely have to explore it more before I can give any more definitive gripes or praise or problems or anything like that.
Uh, my biggest complaint is with the loot system, and I feel like
In
it's
what way?
something that Fallout 76 had fixed. I don't know.
Mhm.
Jack could probably fact check me on this. I feel like when you went to loot stuff in like Fallout 76, there were like icons to tell you what things were. Like just simple icons. Like a little
Mhm.
gun. It's a gun. Bullets. It's bullets.
Oh
Armor.
yeah,
It's
Fallout 4
armor.
did that too.
I'm like I'm pretty sure, but there's none of that here, which is weird.
Yeah, I picked up a Grendor or something, and I was like, is this a grenade spelled funny? What is this? And then I was going for my weapons. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, it's here. It must be a weapon.
It's
And
a
it was like a
weapon.
P90. I had no idea.
It's kind of worse than a P90.
Oh yeah, just design wise, it looked like one, a
It
futuristic
definitely
one.
looks like one, but it's not great. I'm trying to look here because someone already made a mod for um to fix the inventory system by putting just this. They used the one from, they made one for Fallout 76 apparently to make it because he didn't do Fallout 76 had other issues with its
Mhm.
inventory system, but like I think just a little bit like You could either categorize them in different sections, or you could just put a little marker on them to tell me what they are.
Yeah.
I don't think it ruins much of the experience if I have, let's say, like a thing that marks it's a gun, it's bullets. Now, I've heard some people say they have a hard time finding ammo for
Hmm.
guns, and I want to know who
Can you
these
craft
people
it?
are. Oh, was someone on Twitter said it? Because hold up, I'll actually boot up the game. You can see how many bullets I have for my
Can't
guns.
you
I have
can't you craft
lots
ammo?
of bullets. No, you can, as far as I know, as of right now, you can't. There is
Oh, okay.
one gun I own, which I cannot craft ammo for. I can't find ammo for on most planets. Some stuff's easier to find than others. I'm gonna use the Xbox version because the PC version makes my computer like no one's biz. So I have played it on both the Series X and the PC version. If you are going back and forth, there is um, a known issue with the miner. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the old Mars DLC or something. It doesn't load it in the right spot. You just have to move the files into the Starfield folder, restart the game, and it'll work.
Hmm.
You can look it up on Reddit. I've been telling people when it comes up. It is one of the only annoyances I have had with the game, besides it not running super great on PC. But like, yeah. Hello. But yeah, people talking about having no ammo is weird. It's like they don't loot people when they kill them. Like, have you played a Bethesda game? Like, I
Or
really
literally
wonder.
any
I
shooter.
really wonder about people because um, what? Why do I have two different?
What happened?
Uh, use this one. Sorry, it was like you want to use these saves? They're made at the exact same time, but one's on the cloud and one's on your console. Okay. Uh,
Multitask. Played them both.
multi-tab. I just love how you can just randomly end up wherever the hell in the game. But what I have noticed is there's people who are whining about having no ammo, and then I look at them and I'm like, how do you have no ammo? Like literally, how?
What's the same people that are refusing to explore or do anything? They're like, no, the game's boring. There's nothing to do.
I
But
have noticed that the
also,
load screens are
why don't they do
slightly
main
faster
quests?
on PC,
Hmm.
on my PC, but you don't need to know what I'm doing right now. But I can tell you,
It's a secret to everyone.
I mean, you can find your own way here. I mean, I don't have a lot of these .45 caliber ACP rounds, but I've got a ton of like whatever they fire, I've got tons of. And like for the handgun that I use all the time, I think it's like yeah, I've got 15. Excuse me, sir. How do you not have ammo? I still love Susus. Just don't miss.
Easy forehead.
Oh, you can just use the. I know you can use the mining drill laser in combat. I have a slightly nicer one. I got the Heller's cutter. It's okay. But I found some pretty weird guns, like this one that sets people on fire.
I always love the wacky combat in these games.
And this, but I can't find ammo for it all the time, so I can't use it all the time, which absolutely sucks. because I just want to be have the big iron. Just what was that, sir? It fires 7.5 millimeter white
Imagine.
hot depleted uranium rounds. It's like a truck. So yes, this is Captain Kate. Um, if you use bullet weapons, I recommend ballistics. It is a very good perk. Yeah, I do miss the nukes. There's no way they're gonna give us to them. But yeah, I have 50% more damage and then the extra from ballistics. I'm pretty high on persuasion. I'm trying to get rank 3 in persuasion. Commerce. Commerce is like easy mode to get all the way up. It does cost you points every time, so it's whatever. But I do use boost pack a lot. So I'm assuming like
So let's
most
try that.
people here who are playing it on console. Yes. I also haven't seen any rocket launchers.
That'd be funny. Probably be hard to program to go around in space.
This is also a very good gun, but I don't have a lot of ammo for it. Kind of sick. I
Good
have had
shot.
this for a while actually. This rifle. PC. How are you finding it? Because you have a different PC than me, obviously. Because I cannot get it anywhere near 60 all the time. Like block 60 is almost impossible on my PC. So I'm just curious.
Hmm.
I did want to do like a thing where I got footage from both and see if people could tell which was which. Because I have a hard time. I think you'd have a hard time telling the difference. Because the Series X version looks absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Um, it does run amazing for you. That is interesting because I'm not the only one who's had that. I don't want to say it's an issue. Like the game runs. I did have one issue whereas I forgot to upgrade the drivers for one before I started playing it, and it wasn't really a problem until I got 3080 and an i9. Yeah, I've only got I have an i7 and a 2080, and the 2080 is starting to show its age. It's what it is. Like I should upgrade it, but the new cards have not been really worth it. So one day I'll upgrade it. But that day is not today. Oh, I can show you my ship too, because I have edited it.
Mhm.
The Frontier. I haven't renamed it yet, but here's my ship. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. It's like just not structural.
Yeah, hidden away for you.
But the one thing I don't like so much is you can't really decorate the inside of the ship. It's kind of just the way it is. And you're stuck with that. Like oh, you can put in windows, but it does look kind of Zoid-esque. I not what I was going for. I was trying to make it look um symmetrical. It's taken a few forms. I had it stacked at one point. I wasn't much of a fan of that. So I ended up with this, but I'm trying to get to the higher class license so I can build bigger and badder ships, pilot bigger and badder ships. But I actually really like this. I found this structural bit here on the bottom that I put underneath the cockpit, and you can put all the weapons on it. The structural stuff is really fun, and if you have any, you can just like upgrade stuff, and it's fine. But it's a lot more fun to just build it from scratch, like a Lego thing. I would like it if you could just build a new ship from scratch, though. I don't know if the game lets you do that later, but you seem to need to have some sort of base to update it or upgrade or build it from. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who's just started it yesterday, but yeah. Uh, I haven't bought another ship yet, but like, I don't know if am I rich? I just bought that other thing for a quest. I don't think I'm rich. I don't know how much money I have. Oh, it's in the corner there. I have a decent amount of credits. I probably could. Yes! This is a fun thing. I noticed this and I thought it was very funny. Um, the Canuck bacon, salty pork perfection, the Canuck double double. Yes, these are actually really funny. The Canuck maple cola. I have not seen maple cola ever. I've had the tortillere. Beef tortillere is actually Quebec's like because I think I don't think I have the poutine. No, I don't have the poutine on me, but I usually sell them because they're worth a decent amount. Along with drugs, I don't keep drugs. Can we talk about companions in this game? Because I have a problem with Sarah in particular. She's a nag. She's so naggy. Every 2 seconds, like, could you not like pick up anything? Like, do you have to pick up everything that's not nailed down? Yes, yes, I do. That's how I play these games. Don't like it? Get lost. Or the the oh, you're just gonna carry more junk now, aren't you? You had one glitch. Okay. The only glitch I had was the dudes. Actually, I think I should be able to check them, right? It's under. Hold on. There's like a photo gallery, right? Is it gonna? Can I see them? No, I took them. No, I took them on the PC, so you can't see them. Terrible. This is 5 seconds later to respond. Oh, that's funny. I don't know, man. Sarah's weird. It's just like the most fun you have. I think in Bethesda game is like you have to take everything that's not nailed down. It's just the way of the world, right? You just want to take everything. Oh, it's awful. Yeah, and I know recording the Xbox recording on PC is a bit of a crapshoot sometimes. I had a dude, I shot him in the pack and he blew up and he went like straight up into the roof and his legs were just hanging out of it. I put up a picture of it. I don't know if people could see what it actually was. But yeah, Sarah's been super annoying. Ko was okay on the quest I had to use Mr. Sam Ko. I haven't played too far in story wise, but I am a deadly little handgun wielder. I don't know, I want to hear more about people's stories when they get farther in and what they did in the game and what weird things showed up. I love how many people are in my other chats and they're like, and they're talking about Starfield and like, I can't build new ships. And I'm like, it's expensive to build a new ship or build a ship. You know, don't rush it. Oh, okay. Maybe we should talk less Starfield and less more something else. You wanna get into the new releases there, Justin? Because I seem to have lost you, and you want to get back to the game. Uh oh, Justin died. Did Justin die? Justin might have died, guys. Justin dead? Oh no, I think he's dead. This is not a drill. Oh no, Justin is kill. This will be fun. Let's see what I can see here. And we will stall for time. Do 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 do. I mean, I think everything that comes out this week is gonna be. I don't want to go IGN. Screw them. Overshadowed by Starfield. Because Lies of P is also this week, isn't it? This is last week. What do I want? Gotta do it on my own. Justin's still dead. Mm. Oh no. Try to be entertaining. It's possible he just passed out. Or his controller died. I don't know. I don't know! Getting it open beta. September. Oh my god, the year's getting so close to over. Okay. I mean, how many hours have you played Draco? Because I think I'm like, what did my save say I was? 26 hours in. And 32 minutes. 13. Okay. Yeah. I've done like barely any main story, to be 100% honest. So, just it's a big game with lots going on. I'm gonna keep going, even though Justin isn't here. So let's look at some new releases, shall we? I don't know what site he usually goes to for this, but we'll use the loadout here. So, September 5th, that was yesterday. Riz. Not here. Isn't that? Have a look this up. Grizz. Yeah, I remember this game. Didn't this already come out? Or was this added to Game Pass or something this week? I do not know. Starfield, of course, today or last night, if you didn't buy the early access upgrade or the premium edition. Uh, Solar Ash. Look at what Starfield is. What is Solar Ash? Show us. I feel sorry for every game releasing this week since they have to deal with Starfield. Best Xbox games. Hell yes, Psychonauts 2 is one of the best Xbox games. I wonder when we're going to see whatever next thing comes out of Double Fine. This is a very interesting looking game. Oil. I mean, Solar Ash looks good. Looks solid. It almost looks like a endlessly runner type game. Master Hand? No. Okay. That is on the 14th. Apparently, we're jumping a lot forward because I don't know. I don't have the exhaustive list like Justin can find, which has all sorts of weird stuff. Liza P looks very interesting. The Pinocchio esque um, showing a PlayStation logo here. No, he doesn't. He goes off another list because sometimes we don't find stuff on the stuff. I feel sorry for Liza P because people still gonna be playing Starfield. There'll be some people who probably play Liza P over Starfield. I am in Opera right now. Actually, it's my web browser of choice. I would like the I don't know. Liza P is definitely one of the bigger games coming out this month, but a lot of games have to deal with the fact that Starfield's coming out, and I know we don't have a solid date on when Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to Xbox. Just a random time frame between September and November, or the end of November. I don't know. Liza P is gonna be interesting. Party Animal looked fun. I think it's kind of I don't know. I didn't see a upcoming games list. You usually used to have one here. I don't know. It's so hard just being the only one talking and be like, yeah, Party Animals. This game reminded me of, if I remember correctly, it reminds me of like Gang Beast, but it's like cute animals. He's got a crossbow. Duck, cow, chicken. You can decorate them with little hats. King corgi. Goose. I don't know. There's any games that I was looking forward to this month that wasn't Starfield. It is hard to say. This game looks ridiculous. This is like a game we need to get everyone together to play. Like Gang Beast. That's the 20th. Coming early 2023. It doesn't come till almost the end. Oof. Uh, oh yeah, Payday 3 is this month too. I forgot that Payday 3 was this month. Yeah, Payday 3, just shoot things and do stuff. I don't know. Maybe we play it, maybe we don't. I don't. I've always been like hit or miss with Payday games. You gotta go do the robberies. You gotta do the stuff. And then I just get bored after a while. Cocoon. Free shooter games? No, let's play paid free to play games here. An intriguing indie game that comes from the lead gameplay designer of the hit games like Limbo and Inside. Okay. I remember seeing this. I don't remember if it was actually like cool or not. Oh no. Let me just check Twitter on the phone. Betty, Betty, Betty. Okay. Don't have any messages from him, so I guess he just died. This game looks so weird. These all Game Pass games? I don't think I specified Game Pass games. Liza P's a Game Pass game. Solar Rush Game Pass game? I don't think it is. Hmm. Oh, those are all Game Pass games. Hold on. Let's see what else they have on the list. That's not junk. This site is junk. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know what happened. I'm not even mad. I just want to know. Maybe he lost internet or something. He says he's still in the party, but and I am broadcasting to him, but he's just not here. So, do I have anything else I want to talk about before? Okay, Draco, back onto the Starfield mess for a second. Um, have you been using any mods or just not kicking it at all, kicking it vanilla? Oh no, it's gonna be one of those days. Oh no, it's gonna be one of those days, I think. You know what? I can't get a hold of him. I've been trying to stall for time, but I think I'm just gonna go back to the stars and have fun. I've been playing mostly vanilla. The only ones I put on were the ones to increase FOV and the one that was supposed to uh, upgrade performance. I'm hoping that they can fix the performance a bit, or at least give me a 30 FPS cap in game. I tried to set a 60 FPS cap for Starfield, but it doesn't work with my Nvidia drivers. It just doesn't let me. So I don't know. It's kind of just easier to play it on the console, but I also kind of wish I could use because one of my favorite things about playing it on PC is being able to switch from keyboard and mouse right to controller. So when I fly, I use the controller. That's another good question. Keyboard and mouse completely, or just controller? Because I like to use both, but not for fighting. Like fighting, I like to use whatever. But I would actually like it if I could have a mouse and the keyboard or the controller instead of having to use the keyboard. Because I just find moving around in the game is like kind of easier on the controller. I could rebind it and all that'd be fun. I don't know. It'll be weird. I haven't tried keyboard and mouse on the console yet. I don't know if that's an option. I think it is it. Controls. Oh, let's fuck it. Let's do it live. Oh, fuck it. Let's do it live. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to unplug my keyboard here. Pain in the butt. Accessibility. It does not seem to support it. Someone said they got it to work, so I'm just curious. I don't see any options in the options menu. Let me just plug in this mouse and see what happens. Hold on. Let's see what it does. All right, let's see. Keyboard and mouse. Oh, I'm just curious. It might just be they're not calibrated or they're not supported, but I did get them to work in Halo. Where is it again? Devices are connected. Okay. The Halo Master Chief Collection, it works. Like, perfect. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try a game that it works in first and see that I have installed that works in. Now we're experiment time because this is welcome back. So, me, Justin. Because I know like it didn't work for me in Halo Infinite. Well, it did work, but it didn't work per se. Because it was like the mouse was in a box and you can only move in the box. See? Keyboard works just fine. Like this is not how I'd want to play because this mouse sensitivity is like whatever, but yeah, it works here. Um okay, so the keyboard and mouse is working. So I guess it does not work in Starfield. Someone said it did, but I don't know. I could restart it if I need to. I do wonder if when mods come in, someone's gonna mod the keyboard and mouse support in. Accessibility. Bindings. No, it doesn't seem to have it built in. Which is interesting. So no, it does not support keyboard and mouse on console. People lied to me. Liars! Liars! I'm gonna get back to it, I guess, because yeah, it's gonna be a day. I'm sorry, Justin just bailed out. It might be internet, it might be technical reasons. Could just be he's exhausted. I think he was up pretty late last night. I didn't sleep very well, so I'm gonna head off onto the old dusty trail in space. You know where I'll be. But to keep me posted, I want to see those weird screenshots and stuff. Maybe we can show them off. You have any good ideas for how we can honor our friend and lost colleague? Let me know. I'm open for ideas to try and get some trying to get some traction going. See if we can get some sort of message or whatever put into the game. We could. Um, I really would have. I'm actually okay with that. I just don't know which award we should do. But I definitely want to do more than just like here's an award, here's whatever. It doesn't necessarily be a shout out, but just like an item or a thing that they can put into the game. Like a note, because they did a note for that other person that died, the community, but of the cancer. Um, if we could try and get something. I don't know how feasible it is to do that, but I would hope we could probably get enough noise going. But yeah, that's like a long shot goal in my opinion. How would we go about that? First, I would think we need to figure out how do we actually start. These are good questions. We need to figure out what we want to do, what we want to say. Um, how we want to do it. We could make it a mod first if we wanted to. Find someone to make like a note or whatever that could show up if you installed such a thing. But I think that would be the best first step. Is just figure out what we want to do. Because if you have a clear, concise vision, it's much easier to get people to get on board with stuff. Uh, as for trying to like actually get someone to put it in the game, probably ask politely. Probably send an email to someone. I'm sure there's someone who is involved with public relations or whatever. But I am open to ideas and things that we should do for him. I appreciate what we've gotten so far. Whether or not we can do something insanely deep, I don't know. But I think starting with a with what we want to do first would be the best first step. So I want people to like just come up with ideas, drop them out there, and then we'll figure out what we can actually do, what's actually feasible. So, but I think that's it for me rambling at the camera for now. Um, I'm only one person. I can't think of like everything to do, but I think we can do something, and we just got to figure out what that something is. I'll be around on Discord if people want to talk or send messages or whatever in. Um, but for now, I'm going back to the stars. So see, until next time. Nothing.